Hey everybody, welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on youtube.com/NoDQCW. And as always, NoDQ.com, your source for the very latest in WWE and TNA. Let's not waste any more time, let's get right down to your questions. This first one today comes from Daniel Newcomb 2. Hey Aaron, do you see WWE reducing their pay-per-view schedule like TNA has done? Well, you have to keep in mind that WWE has a core audience that buys every pay-per-view event. If WWE was to cut, let's say, half of their pay-per-view events, basically what would have to happen for WWE to remain profitable on pay-per-view would be those pay-per-views would have to double in the amount of pay-per-view buys. So would that really happen? If WWE was to cut half of their pay-per-views, would those other pay-per-view events that are remaining, would those pay-per-view buy rates double? And I think the answer would be no. I don't think that WWE would get a lot more buy rates. I think you have a group of people that are going to buy the pay-per-views no matter what, and that's the end of it. WWE has a formula that works for them on pay-per-view. Maybe it would be a good idea to cut a few pay-per-views. That might be a good idea. But as far as doing what TNA is doing and only going back to like 4 pay-per-views a year, I think that a WWE would lose a lot of money, and I don't think it would work. But time will tell. If TNA suddenly sees a huge surge in their pay-per-view buy rates by doing 4 a year, 4 live pay-per-views a year, then perhaps WWE will follow suit. But with TNA, I think that they'll get a slight increase, and with those taped pay-per-views, they might just get enough buys that it'll be the same, or maybe they'll do even a little bit better than they were before. So, I mean, time will tell. It's an experiment by TNA, and we don't really know what's going to happen yet. All right, this one comes from Gregory CD1. Hey, Aaron, please answer in video. Do you think if Paul Heyman was head writer of WCW back in 2000, it would have saved the company, or was it just too late? If Paul Heyman or somebody else started writing for WCW in 1999, maybe WCW would have been salvageable. But by the time the whole Russo and Bischoff era came and went in WCW, I really do feel that it was beyond repair. The brand was so badly damaged. The title was devalued with David Arquette, and all the constant title changes every week, and there were just so many things that all the WCW talent meant nothing. They were buried so bad. Kevin Nash pinning guys with one big boot, and the referee counting the pinfall without Nash actually being on top of the guy. Stuff like that. Just WCW as a brand and all the talent and the titles, everything meant nothing, and there was really not much you could do by that point. I don't care if you're Paul Heyman or Vince McMahon. WCW had this negative stigma attached to it. And by the time Vince bought WCW and they started the invasion and they had the big match, Booker T versus Buff Bagwell on Raw. I mean, before those guys even locked up, the crowd was booing WCW heavily. They did not want to even give WCW a chance. They were just They were finished with WCW. They didn't want to see it, and WWE had to change plans and do the whole WCW-ECW alliance and have WWE guys join the alliance to get them over. So that was the reality with WCW. This one comes from Southside King 3. Aaron, on a scale of 1 to 10, how is John Cena's mic work? Please answer in video. I think I would give John Cena an 8. As far as mic work, I think when John Cena does a serious promo to build to a pay-per-view, I think he's tremendous. I think he's one of the best talkers in the wrestling business. But the thing about John Cena is he's not one of those guys that can take bad material and make it great. That's just my opinion. When he's given this lame comedy and he has to go out there and tell these lame jokes, I mean, they're lame. I mean, John Cena can't really make it work. There's a few guys that can make it work. I mean, The Rock can take just about any material and make it funny and make it entertaining. And, Ric Flair can do that. And Kurt Angle can do that. But not John Cena. I don't think, John Cena can't really pull it off like those guys. So because of that, I give him an 8. Definitely one of the best, but not the top tier. Hey Aaron, love the show. What do you think about the SummerSlam 2009 DX versus Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase tag match? Do you think Cody and Ted got put over a little bit? Please answer on video. Well, I was there for that, Staples Center 2009. The thing is, that match wasn't about Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase legacy. It was about DX. DX coming back, their big reunion. So they were just kind of bit players. It was like The Rock and John Cena versus R-Truth and The Miz. R-Truth and The Miz were just bodies. That's what they were. And same thing when it comes to DX versus Legacy. Rhodes and DiBiase were just bodies there. DX could have been facing anybody. It was all about DX coming back. And that's what people came to see, and that's what people bought the pay-per-view for, was to see DX. I think they did a better job with the Hell in a Cell match in terms of getting Rhodes and DiBiase over, but you know what? They got over as much as they were going to get over. It had nothing really to do with DX. It was just the fact that as a tag team, that they were latched on to Randy Orton, and that helped them a little bit. But they weren't exactly the most exciting tag team, at least in my opinion. All right, that'll do it for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. Tell a friend on Facebook or Twitter, and I will see you this week for more NoDQ&A video as we head into the final build-up for Elimination Chamber. And stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the latest Elimination Chamber news and rumors. Thanks for watching.